Good day to everyone and blessings. Thank you for tuning in and for listening. We have with us today, we have a new broadcast which we are starting. Miss Marie McKenzie is starting her broadcast from Stuck to Limitless. And those of you that have listened, you know she's been on our station before talking about her book, Things That Keep Me Up at Night. So from that, we are starting her broadcast from Stuck to Limitless, and you don't want to miss this broadcast. We'll announce the times at a later date, but you don't want to miss her broadcast. And today we have Miss Marva Riley, who's an RN, an author, and a health advocate. We want you to be healthy spiritually and in your body. We want your spirit, soul, and body to be healthy. So she has a couple books she's going to be talking to us about, and she's just going to give us some good food for our bodies, some soul food, some things that will hopefully make us think about how we eat, what we eat, and give us better health. So thank you for staying tuned and listening to these great segments. So Miss Marie McKenzie, take it away.
There is healing in this house. Healing in this house. Manifested peace to come. Troubled hearts with healing balm. There is healing in this house.
Hello, hello, hello. Good day, everyone. Welcome to From Stuck to Limitless, where we talk about all things wellness to get you on your way to a healthy and happy lifestyle, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. My name is Marie McKenzie, your host, and tonight we have a special guest for you. Each week we'll be talking about practical tips and special subjects to keep you happy and healthy. You know, when you're happy, you show up 100% for yourself and others. Our special guest tonight is Marva Riley. And without further delay, Marva, please take it away. Tell our guests who you are and what you do. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you for having me. And thank you, Pastor Patty. Nice chat just before this segment. My name is Marva Riley. I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse probably as long as Marie has been a registered nurse, because guess what? We were in nursing school at the same time. That's how I met Marie, many, many years. And most of my experience has been in the area of critical care. I think Marie was the emergency room nurse, and I was a critical care nurse. So I kind of took care of the sick. Well, Marie took care of those very sick people in the ER and then sent them on to me. I am the author of 2 holistic health and wellness books. One of them is called, the first one actually that was published in 2020, is called Eat, Sleep, Meditate, A Nurse's Guide to Health. Okay. And a year after that, last year, I published my second book. It's called Share, Simple, Healthy, Easy, and Inexpensive Recipes. Now, why did I decide to write books? At the tender age of 38, I was diagnosed with a life-threatening heart disease called cardiomyopathy, where my cardiologist told me that if I did not have heart transplant, I probably would not live. Round about that time, I had severe depression, anxiety, insomnia, maddening migraine headaches, sinus congestion, severe allergies. I had trouble breathing, H. pylori, GERD, gastric reflux. I was bloated, then I got constipation. paralyzing arthritis and joint pain, to name a few. And I was also overweight. I did tons of research, and everything pointed to healing using a holistic approach. There were many testimonials that I heard of people who told their stories about healing themselves from cancer and autoimmune diseases and others by changing the way they eat to include more plants, a primarily plant-based approach. So I decided to try it. I was desperate to feel healthy. I was desperate to feel good. With time, I gradually transitioned from an unhealthy eating pattern to eating healthily. And as I did that, my body began to heal. My body began to heal. But it's not just about what we eat. The holistic lifestyle includes eating healthily, making exercise a priority, making sleep a priority, enjoying your life, getting plenty of sunlight and fresh air, and prayer and meditation. So when I incorporated all of those in my life, I went from a very unhealthy 38-year-old to now at 60, enjoying my healthiest life. And I want to show you how.
You know, Marva, tell our listeners, I know in today's fast-paced environment, people expect, okay, if I make a change, I'm going to feel better in 60 seconds. It's like, have it your way like McDonald's. Tell them how, for what period of time they take you to start seeing and feeling the positive results.
That's a great question, Marie. I would say immediately, because the moment you stop eating, say, putting 10 packs of sugar in your coffee, for example, the moment you decrease it to, the moment you decrease it to like 5,
1 or 2,
or, you know, or that, yeah, something like that, you're going to start feeling better. Okay. If you're diabetic, for example, your blood sugar is going to start going down. The moment you stop eating the fatty foods and the sodas and the unhealthy foods, you're going to see a result on your blood pressure. Mm-hmm. The moment you stop drinking 6 cups of coffee in the afternoon, for example, you're going to start having better sleep. So some results you will see immediately. But as you stay the course, stick with it, the results become bigger and bigger and bigger. And also you get used to that lifestyle. It becomes your lifestyle, and you'll see results that make sense and will influence you and motivate you and inspire you to keep on the same trajectory.
Yeah. I'm glad you say lifestyle, because it's not a fad. It's not like, okay, I'm going to do it for 2 weeks, go back to where I was, and then jump back on again. So speak more about the lifestyle change instead of just a hit and miss and then go back. That in terms of maintaining, say, your weight, when you maintain the lifestyle versus hit, stop, and then go back again.
The thing is that change takes time. Any change. If we decide that we're not gonna drink 6 cups of coffee, if we decide to just cut coffee cold turkey, it's probably some people can do it. Because I remember one of my brothers, when he got saved, he was able to stop smoking cold turkey, no problem. He just stopped. But some people have to gradually wean themselves. So change takes time. So my suggestion to most people, or maybe to everyone who's having difficulty making the change, is to start small. If you want to start eating more vegetables, it's probably not a good idea to just say, I'm never going to eat any meat ever again. I'm just going to eat salads. It might be a better idea to say, for example, replace half of your meal or quarter of your plate with salads initially. And then you might want to increase the size of that salad, etc. It might be a good idea to say, okay, I'm going to have salad with my lunch. And then eventually you'll probably start having salad with your lunch and your dinner. And then eventually some people even have salads with breakfast. So I would say, in order to transition to a healthier lifestyle, start slow and build up. Start walking for 10 minutes. And then you increase it to 15 minutes and so on and so forth until you get the 30 minutes per day that the World Health Organization and the American Heart and the American Cancer Society and the US Health Department recommends that we do, that we get 150 minutes of exercise per week, which amounts to about 30 minutes per day. But if you just jump right in, which is another reason, Marie, why folks who make New Year's resolutions, they generally do not make it. Because they just jump right in. They start taking the shake, they start going to the gym, they start slow and gradually build up, and then it becomes a lifestyle, and it's more likely that you will stick with it. And another thing that I like to say, if you mess up, which you will, no big deal. Just hit that reset button and reset, refocus, and restart, and do that as often as you need to until it becomes a way of life for you.
Yeah, totally agree. For example, I'm able to drink a gallon of water. Many, many years ago, I couldn't even drink 2 glasses per day.
Yeah.
But just by adding a little more each day, I was able to move up to that. My relationship with the treadmill, love and hate, love and hate. Like beginning, I couldn't even walk 5 minutes on the treadmill. Now I can go more than an hour just by adding a few minutes each time. So over time, you'll be able to improve, gain strength and consistency. Commitment and consistency gets you there. Pastor Patty, any questions you have for Marva?
I was thinking the same thing. Consistency, discipline also.
Yes.
Takes discipline, consistency, and we may have to wean ourselves slowly off of some things as we wean ourselves onto better foods. And that takes planning, because if we plan our meals, it will be a weaning process, because our bodies are so conditioned, maybe not to 6 cups of coffee a day. She started with my coffee, Miss Marie.
Oops.
But yes, weaning yourself down to maybe 3 or 4, or however, but
to 1 or 2.
Well, now. But it's a process.
Yes.
It is.
And I think first, to make any change, as you said, we have to make up in our minds that this is what I'm going to do, and plan, strategize it, and wean yourself onto other foods as you wean yourself off of some foods. Like, everyone may not be able to go cold turkey, like you said, but it takes discipline and consistency.
Yes.
We have to be committed, if we become the thing is that the food and the drug industry is one and the same.
Yes.
And they kind of want us sick. If we understand that they want us sick, because if we're not sick, the multi-billion-dollar drug industry will no longer be.
Yes.
Right? So the food and the drug companies, they work together. If they can keep us eating the fast food, the unhealthy, ultra-processed food, then we will remain diabetics, we will remain hypertensive, we'll remain with heart disease, we'll be sick, and we will be on 1, 2, 3, 10 pills. So
Yes.
understand that. And then you say to yourself, I want to take my health back. Okay. And you become convinced that you can take
Yes.
your health back. Who wants to be walking around with a walker at the age of 50 or 40 or 30? Like I
Yes.
see a lot.
A lot.
Mhm.
Yes.
You don't have to live that way. You can get sick and tired of being sick and tired and say, I'm going to do something about it. Because faith without works is dead. If you, no matter how much you pray, try to pray away that kidney disease, try to pray away that diabetes, try to pray away this, pray away that, it's not going to work, my friends. You have got to couple that faith with works. You've got to do something. And the doing something is that there's so much information out there that teach you how to eat properly. There's so many people that are committed to fitness want to show you how you can incorporate exercise in your daily routine. There are people like Pastor Patty, like Marie, like myself. We are health advocates. We're not nurses. We are old school nurses who want to see our patients and our clients healthy. We're not in it for the money. You know what I mean? We want to see you healthy. I want to show you that you can take back your health and live again, because God created you to enjoy your best health.
Yes.
Mhm.
God didn't create us to have one foot in the grave and one foot out of the grave. You were created to enjoy good health. If you remember, in the Bible days, people used to live hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And they were not in nursing homes. They were walking, they were farming, they were
Right.
doing all those things. Well, that's the kind of life I believe that God wants us to live. And we can, but we've got to be willing to make the tough decisions of changing our lifestyle.
Mhm.
It's time we be our own self-advocates.
Yes.
It's time we gain the knowledge,
Yes.
develop the commitment and consistency, and advocate for our health.
Yes.
Your health affects your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being,
Mhm.
as Marva says, holistically.
Mhm.
So go advocate for yourselves.
Yes.
And Miss Marva, what you said about pharmaceutical companies and the FDA, they are intertwined, because our food has become so chemicalized. Even the meat that we eat, so full of hormones. It's disrupting our bodies, the bodies of our children.
Yes.
And when you go to the doctor, if you notice the last many years on TV, they'll tell you about a medication, and at the end, real fast, they'll tell you all the side effects. Yes. And then when, the doctor will give you another pill to counteract a side effect from the previous pill, which has at least 5 side effects. So then they have to give you another pill
Yes.
to counteract a side effect from the third pill.
Yeah.
And we've become subscribers.
Yes.
And if they tell us, if you just exercise, eat more green leafy vegetables, cut down the sodium and the sugar, your health will be better. If they tell us that, they'll lose us as subscribers.
That's right.
So we've subscribed to that lifestyle as opposed to the lifestyle God has promised us.
Yes.
With life, health, wealth, and like that more abundantly,
Mhm.
because big pharma now is feeding us chemicals in our food. And I'd like to have a segment where we talk about all the chemicals that are in foods. And in America,
Chicken.
there are chemicals in food that these companies don't put in foods in other countries.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of these chemicals, almost every other country has banned
Yes.
except the United States. And
Okay.
these companies, whether it's cereal companies, candy companies,
Yeah.
they make food for other countries without the chemicals in it that they put in American food.
Yes.
And that's alarming.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're wondering why, how come other countries, their people are living longer? Because they have less chemicalized food than we have. I mean, they're living longer than Americans because they have less chemicalized foods.
Yes. Yes.
And just lets us know that yeah, the big pharma and the FDA, they got a thing going on.
They got a thing.
They got a thing going on.
As you mentioned hormones, it
Yes.
brought to mind chicken breasts that I've seen recently.
Mm-hmm.
They are so huge.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't need the bra. It's like,
Yes.
yes. I'm like, there's no way this breast came from one chicken naturally.
Yes.
Right. Not
Full of
naturally.
hormones. Yeah, not naturally at all.
Not. And if you go to, like, recently, Pastor Patty, I was in Jamaica. My mom was 85 and I went to Jamaica we had a big party for her. And if you look at the chicken, my sister does chicken farming. And if you look at her chicken, they're probably about a little bit bigger than my fist. And she tells me they don't feed their chickens hormones. They don't put any chemicals in their chicken. You know what? She told me that during the first 2 weeks of the chicken, that's when they're most delicate. And what they do, they put like drops of vinegar or drops of lime juice in the water for the chicken, with a little bit of salt, because they said the chicken is so young, they don't care. They get thirsty and they'll drink it. And so they don't have to put like antibiotic like these farmers and other drugs in the water for the chicken, and they grow naturally. And when you taste the chicken, it actually does taste
Like chicken.
different. But the unfortunate thing is that these unhealthy chicken from the United States and Canada are heading to the islands, and they sell it cheaper than the local farmers. And so people will go buy, because somehow people think that when things come from the United States, they're better than the islands. But in all honesty, the things that they sell, what I saw, they're better quality. Like the pineapples that we get here, they're huge pineapple. The pineapples I saw there was about a third of the size of the pineapples here. So, and I have a cousin that lives in Ireland, and she said, there's no such thing as organic food in Ireland. Every food is organic because the agriculture department makes sure that these farmers grow their produce in a particular way, exclusive of these poisons. One other quick thing before I hop off. My brother-in-law is a farmer, the one whose wife does chicken farming. And he was planting potatoes when I was there. And he told me, I saw him with this thing spraying. And I said, so you spray the potatoes? He said, yes. And we are having to spray the potatoes even more now because there are a lot more resilient bugs. So whereas we used to spray the stuff once, now we have to spray. In a couple of days, we go back and spray and spray. And he said, sometimes you spray so much that when you spray for a few days, you can't go into the field. Because it's so toxic. So since I came back, it's sweet potato season, and I love sweet potatoes. It's good for us, lots of potassium. I no longer cook my potato in the skin. I've decided that I'm going to peel it before I cook it, because he's a farmer. He's telling me how much is being sprayed because he has to, because we've destroyed the environment and more of these bugs have, come up. Then I have to try I have to eat. I have to try my best to minimize the exposure to toxins by peeling our potatoes, you know, before we cook them.
That's a good thought because I love sweet potatoes. So if we peel them before we cook them, that will help
It will
to
help.
get rid of some of the pesticides. Most of our foods are so full of the pesticides because they spray.
Yeah.
So if we peel it,
Yes.
and then cook it, that helps to reduce the consumption of the pesticides.
Correct.
Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you, because I love sweet potatoes.
It's
Pie,
good.
sweet potato pone, just I love sweet potatoes. I eat them raw. Well,
Yes.
I
I've actually
do.
shaved them.
Yes. So
Yes.
now I know that to shave the skin off first.
Yes.
And that's probably with most sweet potatoes.
I think it's
I
probably
mean, most potatoes.
All
I
of them.
think so. Yes, because the other potatoes, the red skin or whatever, they're heavily sprayed. Oh, by the way, talk about potatoes. I read something on Instagram recently that says McDonald's is very particular about the way the potatoes that they use is grown. They buy from a specific farmers in Idaho, blah, 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 and they dictate how they want the potatoes grown. And I read that these farmers, when they spray, McDonald's doesn't want any defective potatoes. It has to be absolutely 100% perfect. And in order for it to be perfect, it has to be heavily chemicalized. And I read that when these farmers put the chemicals, spray the chemicals on these potatoes that they're going to sell to McDonald's, it is so toxic that they cannot enter the field for days.
I read that also.
I never used to eat McDonald's fries, but maybe once a year, maybe once in 3 years. Now I will never touch McDonald's fries ever again, because knowledge is power and we must learn and take action. Never.
I used to love them, but I haven't eaten from there in years. But most fast foods spray their fries with chemicals.
My God.
And I've never been a fast food person, but I do like used to love Chick-fil-A.
And I'm surprised because Chick-fil-A is like a cult, the following, you know, and it's always praised for doing things the right way.
Yes.
Because it's a Christian organizations, they're going to be doing the right thing.
Right.
You know? So I'm
That's
surprised
what we
to hear this.
hope and expect. Now, when my first job was at Chick-fil-A when I was 16, and we used to make the fries there. We would get the potatoes, and we actually had to put the fries, potato in this processor and pull the lever and make the fries. Everything was handmade, and it's not that way now.
Wow.
So, yeah, I read a report that most fast foods spray their fries with chemicals, which affects the chemicals in our bodies and our brain so that we become addicted, like sugar.
Yes.
It's more addictive than cocaine.
Yes.
And they spray their fries and some of their food with these chemicals. And that's why we have to keep going back.
Yes.
Because we become, in a sense, addicted because of the chemicals. We have to have a whole segment about the chemicalization of our food.
Yes. Yes.
And I believe it's these chemicals and the hormones, the pesticides that are causing an uprise in autism, autoimmune diseases, because when God created our bodies, he didn't create it to be able to process all these man-made chemicals.
All of that.
So our bodies don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it turns on itself.
And we need to be careful also, because sometimes we decide to go the healthy route. We're choosing organic, and not everything labeled organic is organic.
Is organic, yes.
So that's another thing, like reading labels and researching companies that say they're doing these things, are they being truthful? Go to their websites and look at different things that's
Yeah.
going on. Because if you
Yes.
hadn't mentioned that about Chick-fil-A, I mean, I don't eat there, but I've heard so many good things about them that I
Oh,
just
that's good.
assumed that they were on the up and up with all their products.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line, because you know,
Money.
the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, and it really is. Because these people, these organizations, these corporations that we're describing, okay, whether they, because the thing is that the little farmer no longer is. They've cut that out. So it's all about money.
Maximizing shareholders' profit.
Yes. So that is the very
Yes.
reason why, even if a company initially started out with good intention,
Exactly.
now they have millions of shareholders that expect them to make a ton of money for them.
Yes.
And so they sell their souls to the devil, you know. But the ultimate cause is the money, a capitalism and money, where
Yes.
people will do anything to make the mighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
And that's why we have to be, like you said, advocates for ourselves and what we know. We advocate for our listeners, our viewers, because we care about you. And we do have the power to take back good health, our health.
Yes.
Yes.
And if we exercise the discipline, get the knowledge that we're presenting, so that we can live a healthier life and a longer life.
Yes.
And set good examples for others.
Yes. Yes.
Keep saying it and saying it and saying
Yes.
it over and over again. Well, if we get one person, then that's good. Yeah.
So, Miss Marie and Miss Marva, tell us where our listeners, our viewers can find you on social media. Both of you. Miss Marva, you go first. Tell us where we can find your books and where are you on Instagram, social media, and then Miss Marie, you let us know where we can find you.
Okay. All right. So my name is Marva Riley, and that's the name I have on all social media platforms. And like I said before, I have 2 books that are already published. The first one is called Eat, Sleep, Meditate, A Nurse's Guide to Health, this little red book. And the other one is called Share. It's an acronym, Simple, Healthy, Easy, Inexpensive Recipes. And I'm working on a book to show you how you can lose that weight and keep it off for good. Once and for all, no more yo-yo dieting. And my books are available on Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, wherever books are sold. And I recently got my books into the Georgia Pines Library System. That's the state of Georgia library system. And also I donated my book, continue to donate my books, and also in the Jamaica library system. I'm going to be working on Florida next. Eventually I'll get to New Jersey, Pastor Patty. I am on all social media platforms, just like Marva Riley, because I have a big mouth. I like to talk, and I'm always talking about holistic health. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have a Facebook group called The Doctor in You. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. And I have a website, and it's called rnmarvariley.com. So you can contact me on any and all of those platforms.
My name is Marie McKenzie. My first book, award-winning, best-selling, Things That Keep Me Up at Night. Oh, it's not coming up. Can you see it?
Yeah, but I can see it in your background.
In your background, it's good.
Yes. I'm on all social media platforms as Marie McKenzie. My website, marielmckenzie.com. Follow me there and see what I'm up to next. Thank you for listening to us and From Stuck to Limitless today. See you next time.
Thanks for having me, Pastor Patty and Marie.
Yeah, you're welcome, Marva,
It's
and we look forward to having you again. You have
yes,
a great
Oh, we
message.
will.
it's our
Oh, we will.
pleasure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Thank
this is
you.
fun. God bless.
There is healing in this house. Healing in this house. Manifested peace to calm troubled hearts with healing balm. There is healing in this house. There's a restoration right now. Restoration, restoration, restoration in this place. Right now, He gives mercy and He gives more grace. And though you're heavy laden, just come. That's what He said. Bring your burdens one by one by one by one. Leave them here because that's where they belong. There is healing. There is healing. There is healing in this house. Yes, it is. There is healing. There is healing in this house. Healing in this house. Manifested peace to calm troubled hearts with healing balm. There is healing in this house. Right now, there's a restoration in this place. There is mercy, there is grace. And though you're heavy laden, if you're heavy laden right now, God says, come. Bring your burdens one by one. You can't carry them by yourself. Leave them here where they belong. There is healing in this house. Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, said, I will give you rest. For your weary soul, He said, I'll give you rest. If you just come to me, if you just come to me, oh, let Him give you healing for your soul. If your soul's been troubled right now, there's healing for your mind. You've been tormented in your mind. If you're heavy laden right now, He said, I'll keep you in perfect peace. If you just keep your mind stayed on me, there's healing for your soul. He'll put you to sleep at night, you don't have to worry. He'll pay those bills. He'll pay that mortgage. Yeah, He gives peace. He gives peace for all your troubled times. Yeah, for your soul. Right now, He's giving healing for your mind. For your mind. All that torment, all that worry. If you're heavy laden right now, He gives peace. He gives peace. He's giving healing for your soul. Yes, he is. He's a healer tonight. Thank you for your healing. Hey, there is peace. Hey, though you're heavy laden, come. Though you're heavy laden, God says, bring your burdens, all your cares, all your worries. Leave them here where they. Some of you in the valley of decision right now, just leave them here. Your steps are ordered, your steps are ordered, your steps are ordered, your steps are ordered. There's healing in this house, there is healing in this house. There is healing in this house. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Only you can give us peace, Lord.